Hello everybody, thanks for gathering around the telescope. Have you ever wondered why, after 60 years of scanning the stars, we still haven't heard a peep from an alien civilization? We've got the James Webb Telescope, Hubble, we got massive radio waves, and lots of hope, yet the cosmic inbox remains at zero universe. A fascinating new study by Claudio Grimaldi, published in the Astronomical Journal, and it's right there, and there's a link at the bottom of the article, just threw some serious cold water on our optimism, but in a way that actually helps us to understand where to look next. First, the ghost signals. The core premise of Grimaldi's research is simple but haunting. What if the signals already have reached Earth and we just weren't looking? Since 1960, we've only searched a tiny fraction of the sky. Grimaldi used Bayesian statistics to model the probability of past contact signals that physically washed over Earth while our telescopes were pointed elsewhere or weren't sensitive enough to catch them. What's the math of improbability? Here's the kicker. For us to have a high chance of detecting a signal today in our immediate cosmic neighborhood within a few hundred light years, the math suggests that a staggering, almost impossible number of signals must have passed us by unnoticed in the past. In many of Grimaldi's scenarios, that number actually exceeds the number of potentially habitable planets in our region of the galaxy. In plain English, if aliens were close enough for us to find them easily now, they would have had to be shouting at us so constantly and from so many different places in the past that it's statistically unlikely they exist that close at all. Basically, there's no one in the local neighborhood. The long game, go big or go home. If the study suggests we need to shift our perspective, if technosignatures, signs of alien tech exist, they are likely rare. There aren't thousands of civilizations nearby. We can dismiss that just by statistics and math. Distance, we need to look thousands of light years away, not just for our next door neighbors. Long-lasting, we're more likely to find a signal that has been broadcasting for a millennia than a short-lived ping. The bottom line, we aren't failing because our tech is bad. We're failing because the galaxy is fast, so fast, and we've been looking for a quick win. Pretty typical of us humans, isn't it? Grimaldi's work reinforces that search for extraterrestrial life isn't a sprint, it's a multi-generational marathon. We need deep, wide surveys that scan the far reaches of the Milky Way rather than just focusing on the stars closest to us. The signals might be out there, but they're coming from much farther away than we had hoped. We just have to be patient enough to listen. You can read his full study and article here. It's linked there. I find that it was very interesting take on this. I don't talk much about my personal belief. I do think there's probably life in the universe. I think it's rare. I think it's out there. And I think there's a variety of reasons why we don't hear from it. I think at one point they just become advanced enough that they basically either don't reach out or they don't make it through a certain point and their civilizations aren't there anymore. Or civilizations tend to only arise at certain points in the history of the universe, which is probably more likely, and thus we're not developing at the same time. It's kind of hit and miss, but I think that this study really shows that statistically in our local neighborhood, if we were going to find them, we would have found them by now. Love to hear thoughts on that. Thanks for listening. We'll catch you next time.